Hey everyone, Lesley Myrick here, interior designer and business coach with Nancy Quinn. It is Thursday, and that means we have the Dudes of Daniel House Club, which is, by the way, what you should be calling yourself. I just thought of this right now. Peter and Alex joining us today. Welcome, guys.
Good to see you again, Lesley.
Or the Daniel House Dudes.
Yeah.
That works too. There's so many, I love a good alliteration. So
dude is not a
dudes
word
are
I
here with us
use
today.
that often, but I like it.
Well, if you are new to Nancy's world and haven't heard of Daniel House Club, they're an incredible resource for procurement. I use them myself in my own business. And one thing that not a lot of people know is that you can do custom furniture through Daniel House. It's not just ordering from the SKUs you have from the vendors on your website, but you guys are really involved with designers in helping them get custom furniture made, which is a huge resource because we know that that stuff is a total time suck and pain in the butt. So I want to hear more about this. I have never taken advantage of ordering custom through you guys. So I want to hear all about it. Tell me what I need to know.
Awesome. We should start with a clarification.
Okay.
We're not going to build, if you have your own sofa design totally in your head, don't come to us. Go to your local upholstery place and they're going to do a great job. We just work with a lot of vendors who do semi-custom and custom work. So we're going to show you in a second the full list. We actually just shot a new welcome series for people just joining the club. And one of the emails in the series is about this exact topic. And we had all of our different concierge team members shoot an individual video talking about all the vendors we offer. And the most hilarious blooper, and there were many, was our concierge Phil running out of breath trying to say all of the names of the vendors that we offer that do custom work.
Okay, that's amazing. I want to see this.
He got to the end and it looked like he was going to pass out.
So it's a lot. And I appreciate the clarification. This is not you dream up an idea and Daniel House connects you with a workroom and upholsterer. This is established brands who do COM, semi-custom. They might have their own fabric line. You might be shipping them fabric, but it's not like a drop-down website menu of here's your 2 color options. This is really opening up to a lot more possibility with the vendors you carry.
In that, you could also do size changes, often width, length, height, fill options can get really customized. So you can heavily adapt existing frames. And we can help guide you through that. It can be done not just in upholstery, but with certain lighting. And when you get in lighting, you can get even more creative. And we do have some vendors we can connect people with that you can send in sketches, and they can produce a quote based on a sketch. So you can dream up. But there are limits.
Yeah, you can dream, but there should be limits.
And you guys are also very clear on those limits. If someone doesn't know what's what, they can still reach out to your concierge team and say, here's what I'm thinking. Are you the right fit for this? And if they are, they'll say, yeah, we'll take care of it. Or if not, I'm sure they will also be transparent with that too and say, no, this isn't what we're best at right now.
Yeah. And so before we look at a couple of the specific vendors that we work with that do this, we have a work in progress infographic that I think we'd love to share, just because I think a lot, myself included, I find it scary to I find it a little bit more scary to go the semi-custom route than walking over to the upholstery company down the road.
Okay.
And saying this is what I want to do, because that person I know personally, I can go check in on the progress of that work. Here, I feel like a lot of information has to be conveyed correctly up front.
Yes.
And there's a lot of moving parts to make sure that it comes to me the way that I and my client envision. So there are 2 ways to get started with a custom order on Daniel House Club. There is a form. All of these vendors have their own distinct form if you want to create something custom. So if you go to the furniture tab on the site and go to the very end of the drop down, you can find a section about custom, and there is a form there where you will pick the vendor that you want. The form for that vendor will pop up and you can populate the information, and that will go to a concierge team member and they will review it and get questions set up and contact you. The way that most people do it is just to directly contact the concierge.
Okay.
As you know, our concierge team is like super available all the
They're
time.
rock stars. Yeah.
And it really is just easier to say, hey, this is what I'm interested in. Can you help me out? And they'll initiate the process. So the first thing is to kind of look at the vendor that you're interested in, look at the SKUs that we have available from them. We do not have every SKU available from every custom vendor that we work with. So, and that's not because we won't sell it to you. It's just the more custom the vendor, usually the less photography they have available of their product, because they've made it 75 different ways. They shot a picture of it once 6 years ago in some really strange fabric that only one designer wanted. And so they're really much more difficult to convey online.
Okay.
But if you are aware of the full catalog, or if you visit their website, then you can always say, this is the piece that I'm interested in, and we can get it going for you. That said, we typically have the best sellers from every of those vendors on the site ready to go.
Additionally, if you have reached out to the concierge, you can do so in a very exploratory way. If you don't know about these vendors, or don't quite know, maybe you probably have a design you're looking for, but don't know who would be the best fit for your type of customization, they can help you narrow that down. So you don't need to do all that research up front or know exactly what you're looking for.
So you can come with ideas. You don't need to come with a fully formed plan to your team to start this process.
Yeah, totally. I think you could come and say, hey, I'm looking for like an English feeling, like a roll arm sofa. Do you have a vendor that you think would make that in this price range? And they would point you in the right direction.
Or like, I have a client who really wants a very relaxed fit. Sit, what I'm trying to say.
They're buying a pair of jeans.
Yes. Relaxed fit. Relaxed fit. Like, which vendors do that? Because we have some that are great at the more upright and formal, and we have some that are like really great at the slouchy and sink in. And oftentimes those aren't quite the same. So learning about that. Or, if you really want, before you go to High Point, reach out to the concierge. We'll talk you through. Then you can go actually sit in the Wesley Hall sofa or the One for Victory chair, because they're going to do custom, and you can come back and work with us after you've verified that they produce something you really want.
That's a good idea.
So you'll reach out to the concierge, you'll have this initial discussion. If you don't want to fill out the form yourself, they will fill it out based on your conversation. And we can handle all of the COM and COL stuff for you. And that could mean maybe you've already bought your fabric, or you know what it is. We're going to handle getting that to the vendor for you.
Oh, okay. I like this. Yes.
Yeah. Or, as you know, we sell like every fabric that Kravitz sells through our site. So if you are buying the COM piece of fabric from Kravitz, or one of the other vendors that we carry, then we're automatically going to get that where it's going to the manufacturer. And once that happens, we confirm with the vendor that they've received your COM, and they begin making the product. And we do get photographs of the finished product before it ever leaves the warehouse, because sometimes they put someone else's fabric on your sofa,
or you're one digit off when you're inputting fabric numbers, and instead of a beige sofa you have a purple sofa you weren't expecting.
Surprise. And that surprise is a much happier one. It's never happy, but it's much better if you've figured that out before it's in your client's living room, and before shipping has been paid for, and now there's a return issue. And so that's a really important.
I appreciate that approval step, by the way. Sorry to interrupt. I don't have other vendors that this isn't a thing I've usually encountered, so I really like this extra step.
We don't usually promote ourselves in this fashion. However, that is something we make our vendors do for us. They do not often do that for other people. But we require, like, if we are ordering with you, you need to send us a photo before you ship this out. And we will confirm that is correct with the designer.
Yes. And this, as with all parameters on things. They come from experience. So we'll just say it's happened before and will not happen again. We hope. And then, of course, at the end, you have this very, very smiley client because they have something that is unique to them and their home. And so I do want to just kind of maybe Lesley, do you have more questions about, I mean, it's a fairly standard process, but have we done a good job of?
One thing before you ask a question, point out is this work in progress does say COM. This process applies to any of the other types of customizations you could make as well. So we'll still go through a form, we'll still confirm. Even if it's not a COM, you'll get that confirmation that this is in fact what.
The idea is there is a process that is defined. There is a form. There is making sure the vendor has the data and the materials they need. And then there's checks and balances throughout the process to make sure it gets done right.
One of the most boring but frequent things we do is custom down rods for pendants and things.
I have ordered those through your team before. I've been there. It's boring, but it needs to happen.
Nothing romantic about it.
No.
Can't that just hang like the way I want it without this conversation? That would be nice. So any questions before we talk about like some of the specific vendors?
Yes. You mentioned that you carry Cravat. I know you do have a couple other fabric lines. What if a designer has found something from another fabric vendor completely? Can they independently order that and send that to your vendor? Like, how would that work if the whole, you know, the frame and the fabric aren't both coming from Daniel House? Maybe the frame is being ordered through you, but the actual fabric is coming from someone that Daniel House doesn't carry.
Yep. We're going to coordinate the delivery of that to the manufacturer for you.
Love it.
And I personally have never done it. So I wish that I had a concierge here to tell you how exactly that happens. But I know that a lot of people have.
It's actually the more common route.
I would imagine so. Okay. And that's good to know because if there's designers who love custom and they want like custom, they want to make sure that they're designing something and putting something together that is not what anyone else can have. So I think that's great to know. So the semi-custom, you make it easy. You also make the true COM, making it happen from all your different pools of vendors. You guys will coordinate that as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. I'm totally one of those designers. If I can see that sofa in somebody else's living room, I do not want to sell it to a client. I just like it. It's not in my nature. So I get the deal.
Yeah.
So a couple of vendors that we always like to highlight in this space. I think if you're a sort of traditional or transitional in aesthetics, I think Wesley Hall is a great place to start. They have.
Do you want me to screen share what you're showing, Peter, by the way? Or is this just
you can see I'm looking at something.
Yes, I didn't know if you wanted me to show that or you're just sort of getting ideas.
There is not a current showable.
Okay.
Yeah, my eyes are just distracted by Alex doing something. So they have a really nice collection. And what I like about Wesley Hall are a couple of things. One, the price point actually, if you're a signature member, is not going to be very different from if you're buying from a manufacturer that does not allow any customization. So I always think it's a good place to start the search. And the other thing I like about them is they do what they call the Wesley Hall sit. So they have a huge number of ways that they will fill a cushion or do the 8-way hand tying or not. And they've decided by piece what is the most comfortable for, the most people to sit on. So, and I think especially if you're buying without seeing or testing, that's incredibly helpful to have that like reassurance that this is the way most people are enjoying this chair to be sat on.
Awesome. Wow.
And I've never been disappointed. I've ordered them for many, many clients, and it makes it easier when you're shopping for a client who's 6'5" and has a wife who's 5'2", and they want very things, and so you have this reassurance that you're buying something that's going to be comfortable to both of them. And they have about 1,000 different fabric SKUs. So if you go onto our site and you just want to purchase something and you don't want to talk to anybody, you're going to see their 100 best sellers, and they're available in like 10 different fabrics in the drop down. But then you would reach out to the concierge and say, I don't like any of these fabrics. I want to see the 1,000 other ones, and we will get you a sample of whatever it is that you're looking for.
Can you specify the sit?
Yes. Oh, yeah. So you can, if you want to specify the way that it's going to be filled, if you know exactly what you're after, easy. And they have about 5 or 6 different cushion types and various grades.
Very different from Lesley Hall, but one of my favorites. We also have Thayer Coggin. So if you're like classic modern American, it's very iconic and really interesting. It's not that, I don't think, maybe I'm using wrong words. It's not the restrained type of modern that's like so pulled back that it has no detail. It has a lot of fine consideration and huge fabric selection from them. They can do COM. Also, they can do these really cool finishes. Like if you're looking for I'm going to say wacky stain colors, they can do that. And they have this incredible process where it is all air dried, comes out perfect, and it's like air dried over multiple months.
It's really
you're going to wait a little bit, but it's all made for you. And you can get these really interesting blues. My favorite from them is called Pool Party. They love a good name. They also have a chair called the Holy Rollers, which is fun. So really fun, playful, modern furniture. And
the only reason I don't start there is it's not for every client.
Yeah.
Because of their budget. However, it's fantastic, and if you have the right project, of the very best quality, and also, I do feel like a lot of people go to High Point Market and never go see the Thayer Coggin manufacturing facility and showroom, and it is incredible, and it's worth the 10-minute drive off of the main drag.
It's so worth it. If you do want to go see it, email us, and we will try to take you there. It's a really fun place to go.
Very cool. Well, and I love that you know this, like all your lines and furniture so well, because if there's a designer watching that has an idea or an interest of doing custom, I mean, your concierge team can answer all the questions. Like, what brand should I be looking at? This is the price point. This is my kind of client. What would you recommend? Help me with the sit. Like, you guys are like having an entire furniture manufacturing team available, which I love.
And if you guys have not worked with us yet, or worked specifically with Renee, one of our beloved concierges, no, everybody's loved. Renee lives in Winston-Salem and does actually go to showrooms when people have questions about the sit quality of something.
Fantastic.
So, she just did it the other day for a Dovetail product.
So she's the boots on the ground gal.
She is. She totally is. And she loves doing it. So, we hate to have her leave the phones for 1 second, but
but sometimes she's got to go put her butt in a sofa and make sure that the designer is getting what they're looking for.
Yeah.
We should maybe provide a list just very quickly. So there are several others you can order from. So we've already mentioned Thayer Coggin and Lesley Hall. You can also do custom with, if you want to stay very expensive, with Alfonso Marina, really interesting, or Kindle Council Cargus, another much more traditional line, with getting a little bit less traditional and more approachable, Palachek and Bernhardt. We do Masad as well, which is I would say mid-level familiarity in the market. If you seem like you know about it, if you're at High Point, it's just around the corner. Go check it out. Their probably specialty is leather, and have a lot of great things they can do with leather.
They're also pretty good at the small details. They do a lot of cording and a pretty tailored look, if that's what you're after.
Yeah. Great for tall customers as well. If you have a tall customer,
there's a lot of deep sits here.
What was I going to say after that? I have one for Victory. The other was mentioned before, but very good with leather as well, and a lot of good custom options with their leather. Moss Home is an excellently priced
If
custom option.
And I'm sorry to always be referencing High Point, but I think it's important it's sort of the epicenter of our industry in a lot of ways. And so if you've gone to market, they're in the Caderas building with Annie
Okay.
and they provide a really nice, relaxed, contemporary product. There's a lot of like flaxy linens. They have a fun selection of fabrics and kind of a lot of things that you just kind of sink into that are going to look deliberately sloppy a little bit.
Of all the custom vendors, they are certainly the most youthful.
Yeah.
And so if you have a younger client or a Californian client,
like that relaxed West Coast kind of vibe.
Yep.
Yes. But if you have a Southeastern client, you might be interested in Ambella. A lot more, super comfortable. I might say they're my favorite comfort, but much more traditional. Ambella home. And Theodore Alexander is the last one I was going to say. Very widespread arrangement, but a huge amount of customizations and can meet pretty much almost every price point and every style.
And Theodore Alexander is a big vendor for us, but we don't have a ton of their upholstery on the site. So it is a vendor that we always say, like, please reach out. We can get that product for you.
Nice.
And that's a good quick overview. There's always more. And
which is why you should reach out to a concierge. And we have you heard it here first. We're just launching a new incentive. It will be officially launched in 2 weeks, but if you are a listener to Lesley or Nancy, you can go try it out now. Book a call with a concierge explicitly to learn about custom options, and you will get 15% off your first custom order through Daniel House Club.
So if you're thinking about doing a custom sofa, this 10-minute phone call is going to be worth your time.
Yeah.
Just it'll make the process easier because you'll just know more about it, it's a win-win. That's a really generous offer. So
does it apply to me?
No, you've already ordered custom, but it does apply to Lesley because she hasn't done it yet.
Oh, I know what I'm going to be doing. So to make it clear, if you're thinking about custom, book a call with a Daniel House concierge and then have that call. They're fantastic. And you'll get 15% off your first custom order, which is a lot of money back in your pocket. Thanks, team.
Yeah, and then we always, every time we come and visit you, want to remind people of our special Nancy promo, which is using code Nancy50 if you are looking to become a member. You get 50% off your first year on a paid tier, which are either Pro plus free shipping or Signature. So it's a nice savings.
It is. I have taken advantage of it myself. Very grateful. I think it's an awesome opportunity. And there is a free tier. So if you're not sure about Daniel House Club, if you're new to what is going on over there, sign up for the free tier, poke around, check it out, talk to the team. Personally, you guys have been such an asset to my business and really functioning as my procurement back end, which I'm very grateful for. You know your stuff. You know the industry so well. It's an incredible resource to have you and the concierge team and everyone who just loves what they do, helping designers do their jobs. Like it's such a win-win. I love it.
And we love having you.
And we're going to come see you, right? Soon?
Yes. If anyone, not that it's a huge market around here, if anyone's in the middle Georgia area, the Daniel House team is coming here for a lunch and learn round table, hang out and connect as designers. So if you are in the middle Georgia area, reach out, leave a comment. I would love to invite you to this. And I'm looking forward I love the connection and the fact that you do that with designers all over the country, by the way. If you're interested in hosting a designer roundtable meetup, reach out to the concierge team because you guys like to travel and get on airplanes and talk to designers, which I think is fantastic. So I'm very excited for that in November here.
Cool. So are we. Georgia in November sounds like the right time of year, I think.
Correct. You don't want to be in Georgia in August.
Yeah, we went to Orlando in June and it was very toasty.
Yeah. So, I think it's great. Thank you guys for what you do for this industry. I think it is wonderful what you are building and how you are continuing to find ways to support us. It's awesome.
Awesome. Thank you, Lesley. We'll see you again very soon.
You got it. Have a good one, and we'll talk to you guys soon.